So let me give you guys some more examples. So we've seen this before in the past. Whenever you get given a point where this is your x, from here to here is x, and then the height here is y. Whenever you get given the coordinates in rectangular form, you can always translate it into polar coordinates. So whenever this point here is x, y, we can use trigonometry, and this will always be true. However, when you use these two, use these two with caution. For example, when r squared is given by this, when you square root it, it will give you plus minus. So I will give you an example why you should use these two with caution. And if you want to use, if you want to find the angle, then inverse tan. So theta here would be inverse tan y over x. Okay, so but the point is that these two will always be true, but these two use with caution. You've got to use these two with caution because of this. Hang on, let me give you an example. So let's say you want to translate. This point here is at -5. Is at -5, and let's say it's at -3. So the coordinates at this point is -5, -3. Let's say we want to translate this point into polar coordinates. So if you want to know the angle, so basically we want to know this angle here. We want to know this angle here. So tan the angle, tan theta equals -5/3. Well, if you do this, theta equals this. Now this thing here is really this angle here. It's really this angle here. But you ultimately want this angle here. This is why you've got to use this with caution. Well, you've got to use, well, just use it with caution. So the answer here is 0.554. So it's roughly around here, this angle here. But you ultimately want this. So if you want this angle here, well, the answer, this answer here is this angle here. So once you've given this angle here, add pi. Well, from here to here is pi. So get your answer, add pi. So that would then give you your angle from here all the way to here. And then if you want, and then when given this point here, you need to know the radius. Well, the radius you would use Pythagoras. So this is like 3, this is like 5, even though it's negative. Well, the radius will be given by you using Pythagoras. When you square root this, it could be a positive and it could be a negative. Well, in this case here, well, once you've got this angle here, you add pi, that will then take you to here. So now in this direction is considered positive, and then in this direction is considered negative. Well, so when you work out the radius, in this case you're already facing the positive direction. So select the positive version of root 34. Well, this point here translates to this in polar coordinates. Okay. So next example here. So for example, this one here, you're given this point here where from here to here it will be 3, and then -2 down here, -2. So that's this bit here. Work out the angle. Well, if you get the height divided by the width, then theta equals this. Now look at theta. It is a negative angle, but really we want this angle here. We want this angle here. So whenever you have a negative angle here, like this, so currently what was given to you was this. Okay, so this here is your angle. So once it's negative, to turn into a positive, then add a whole circle here. So add 2 pi to this. So this is your answer here. Add 2 pi. Add 2 pi. That would then give you this. Okay, so up here, hang on, up here, when we worked this out, it gave us this. It gave us this angle here. So what we had to add pi to this. We had to add pi to it. So add pi to give you this. But then down here, hang on, down here it gave us this answer, and this answer is really this angle here. But in this case, we would add 2 pi to give us this thing here. So this thing here we would add 2 pi. So it really depends on your situation. You've got to you've got to look at your coordinates, sketch a diagram, and then from that somehow figure it out. Figure out the angle, and then figure out the distance. Well, the distance is quite straightforward. The distance is this bit here. So the distance, well, we would take the positive version of this. So overall, this point here would be given by this. Okay, so it depends on your situation. Draw the diagram so that you can get a rough feel of what's going on. But draw the diagram. Okay.